Hello and welcome back to the Knitathon. We have been going at it for 12 hours now. I hope you're still enjoying yourselves. I for sure am having so much fun and really enjoying my project. The last time we spoke, I told you that I'd had a few little hiccups, but now we have found our peace. So yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying working on my cat number two, and now I am this far in the process. I feel confident that this is in fact going to end up as my cat number two. For this episode, I have decided to go through my current whips. I did it in Danish earlier in the day, but I thought I'd do it in English too. So I have only finished one single thing since the last time I podcasted. Um, yeah, halfway already. It's amazing. Where did those 12 hours go? I was wondering as I was thinking about it. Oh, it's been 12 hours. What happened? But yeah, I knit a hat for Peter. He had his birthday on Thursday, and so I wanted to knit a hat for him. I knit a hat for him every winter, and he's hard wearing on his hats, but I have a lot of fun knitting them. This time I used the Manhattan hat pattern. It's a pattern that you can find on Ravelry. I really like the Manhattan hat. I love the way the decreases for the crown are placed. I think it's so cool. I knit one for myself last winter, and this year I made one for Peter. I'm just gonna put it on because, of course, it's too big for me, but it is just a great hat pattern that I cannot recommend enough. I knit this huge one. Ooh, it's warm. I knit it out of some Drops Lima, which is an alpaca wool blend, so it is plenty warm. And yeah, it's a very robust yarn. Hello from Sydney. Well, hello, Sydney. So nice that you're here. Yeah, this doesn't take a lot of time. It is just one by one ribbing and these rapid decreases, and you have a hat before you even know it. I used less than 2 balls of yarn for this very, very large size. So definitely a project that I can recommend. And that's it for my finished objects. Usually I finish more, but this time I didn't. I have been working a lot on this Christmas project. It is a Christmas sweater that I am doing in collaboration with the Danish hand dyer, A Knitter's World. I have been working with Bettina before from A Knitter's World, and when she asked me if we should do a Christmas sweater together, of course I wanted to do that. So I have been working up this lovely thing, a really cozy, cozy sweater with a folded over neckband and some color work placed a little low on the yoke. I really like this placement of color work because I think it gives a nice shape to the body. It really accentuates the shoulders. So I am very happy with this one. It is knit up in a lovely yarn. And actually, it was the yarn that inspired me to make a super cozy sweater because this is super cozy yarn. This is a single, just like my cat number 2. I have a weakness for singles. This is also an alpaca merino silk blend. So the colors really glow. The silk content just does amazing things to the colors. And also singles do take color so beautifully. This is the colorway Shadow that I have used before. On other bases, it will look a bit darker, but the alpaca doesn't take the dye as well as the merino and the silk. So you get this super beautiful color that has so much life to it. I mean, it's so many colors in one, and it's gray. And I do love my grays. Actually, I wanted to show you something really funny. I think it's funny, at least. When I had worked the yoke and one sleeve of the sweater, I decided to block it just to check that it would the increases would block out in a nice way, and it would have a good fit. So I blocked the sweater before knitting the second sleeve, which means that I can now show you the difference between blocked and unblocked in this yarn, because it's a remarkable difference. I don't know how well the camera will pick this up. Yeah, you can see it. I think you can. See, this is the blocked sleeve, and this is the unblocked. So do you see how the stitch definition disappears a little bit because of this fussiness and this halo that you get from the single spun and from the alpaca content, of course. So this yarn really, really blooms with blocking, and I think it's amazing. I was so surprised to see how much it meant, because typically you will block the entire sweater and you will think, oh wow, that really bloomed. But here I could see the difference on the blocked and the unblocked sleeve. All I need to do is a little bit of ribbing here. 23 rounds of ribbing and I'm done. I wanted to finish this before the knit-a-thon, but time didn't allow. So I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. It will come out in the beginning as a kit, and probably only in Danish. It will come out in Danish as part of the kit with the yarn. Of course, you get to choose your own colors, but that will be published on November 24. And then at a later date, excuse me, at a later date, the pattern will be available on its own and in both English and Danish. I will, of course, keep you updated. But yeah, I have had so much fun knitting this sweater. I really enjoyed coming up with a very traditional, but still a little twist to the pattern, and all the coziness and the roomy sweater, and of course it's the shape that I always make, not too long, longer in the back, and lots of positive ease. So yeah, that has been a pleasure to work on. And as you can see for this one, I have also been using wooden needles. I really prefer my wooden needles when I'm working with a very smooth yarn like this one. And also I think maybe my metal needles will be too pointy when you're working with a single spun. It's very easy to accidentally poke through the strand of yarn and only get half of it, or get a stitch and a half. So For this, I've been using my Lykke needles. They are the perfect mixture of, yeah, pointy enough. And then I bought the set with the short needles, which means that I can use them for sleeves and necklines and everything because they're so short. But they're not so short that they hurt the hands. I have gotten so much use out of that set of Lykke needles. The other thing that I've been knitting on is something that returning viewers will have seen over and over and over again. It's almost shameful to show it once more, but it is my Aurora sweater that I cast on almost a year ago, and for no good reason I didn't finish it. I love the yarn, I love the color, I love the pattern, I love everything about this project, and there is, as I said, no good reason for not finishing it. So I am going to finish it. Now I have set myself a deadline. I am calling this my Halloween knit. This is super Halloweeny, this color, isn't it? And with just a little bit of luck, it will be cool enough here in Texas that I can go trick-or-treating wearing this, some black jeans, and a spider hat. That's my plan for my Halloween costume. It's not going to be much of a costume, but John and I were talking about going trick-or-treating, and he asked me, what are you going to be for Halloween? And he decided that I should be a spider. A couple of weeks ago, I crocheted a little spider for one of my other grandsons. It was a free pattern that I found on Ravelry, and right now I cannot remember what it's called. I will link it in the description box below because it's a super cute pattern for a very, very simple little spider. I bought some super bulky yarn that I'm going to crochet it up in, and then I'm not gonna finish it. I'm going to use it a hat. Won't that be absolutely wonderful? A spider hat. I'm going to be wearing a spider on my head. As I was talking about this in the Danish live, I suddenly got it into my head that we should do a spider along. Just think of this overflowing Instagram with wonderful photos of crazy knitters and crocheters wearing spider hats, spider brooches, a little spider on your shoulder, whatever you would like. If you want to join in on the fun, please do so. It's going to be totally informal. There's not going to be any rules. There's not going to be any prizes. It's just going to be us having some good fun together with our little spiders. And again, if you want a link to a really nice, easy spider pattern, free pattern, which just is amazing, I'm going to pop a link in the description box below. That is actually, no, I forgot to talk about the yarn for this one, because the reason why I know that it's been so long since I cast this on is that it's yarn that I got when I was in Texas last fall. I got it at the McKinney Knittery. Of course, I couldn't not buy this yarn. It is from Less Traveled Yarn. I have never tried their yarns before, but I am very, very happy with this. It's 100% superwash merino. It doesn't feel like it's the type of merino that will grow a lot. There is just a little bit of grip to it, even though it's a superwash. And I just love, love, love this colorway, and it is, I did find the colorway name. I'm so sorry. I should have checked this before. Pumpkin spice. Of course it's called pumpkin spice. What else could it be called? Last time I was at the McKinney Knittery, they still had this colorway. So at first I thought it was like a one-time fall color, but apparently it's a repeatable colorway. Yeah. So for the next couple of weeks, I will be finishing up this one. It'll take me a couple of hours. I will be knitting the half sleeve that I need to do on this one. It's not even gonna take me a day. I am gonna crochet my spider hat. I can't wait to wear my spider hat. And then, of course, I am going to continue knitting away on my cat number 2. It's really difficult. You will be done in no time, Pia. Thank you. Thanks for putting all that trust in me. I shall do my best to live up to it. It's super difficult to show this project. In my next live, I hope to be able to, I hope that either I am past the separation of the sleeves. If not, I'm going to put it on some longer cords so that I can really show you the lace, because it doesn't really show, does it? I don't think so. But it's going to be beautiful. I am really loving how this colorway is knitting up. I am now helical knitting. As I was doing the lace, I was just alternating the skeins at the beginning of round, but now I am helical knitting, which is so much easier. Yeah, I will be helical knitting the whole thing, because with a variegated color like this, I would risk pooling. And it's not that pooling in and of itself is a bad thing necessarily. What I don't like is that the pooling will then change when I go from the very wide piece worked around the yoke, and I change down to fewer stitches on the body and even fewer stitches for the sleeves. The pooling it's gonna be a sweater that is at odds with itself. It's gonna look completely different. If it would just pool the same way all the way through, I'd be happy. But I know that it wouldn't. So helical knitting for the win. I'm so happy that I learned to helical knit. On my last episode, I forgot the giveaway. Are you looking forward to seeing the spider hat? I am sort of looking forward to it too. It is probably one of my crazier ideas, but I think I'll look stunning with a spider hat. We shall see. In my last episode, I forgot about the giveaway. So this time I am going to remember. And then for the next episode, there will be 2 prizes. But for this episode, there is a lovely prize. Let me see if I can hold this up. I think you get a pretty good picture here. One of the lovely project bags from Knitwear by Maki. This one is in a coated cotton and some faux leather at the bottom, which means that it's a bag that can take some beatings. And I know this because I have one myself just like it. I've had it for years. It's actually often the project bag that I will use for traveling, because I can put my feet on it either in the car or in a plane seat, and it'll be fine. There's also a skein of yarn, as you can see. Beautiful skein of a fingering weight superwash merino from Dream in Color Yarns. They are the company that also made the yarn for this, the cat #1. This is their, and now I want to be sure, it's their Jilly base, and it's the color Revenue Blue. It's an electric blue. It shines from within. It's so beautiful. I am going to add in my Sommernatt pattern, the shawl pattern that uses one skein of fingering plus some mohair. So I'm hoping that the winner has some mohair to go with it, or of course you can use it for anything you want to use it for. It's a beautiful skein of yarn. To enter to win the skein, all you have to do is comment on this episode. Once the streaming is done, this is going to appear on my channel as a regular video. Go to that, comment on it, let me know where are you knitting from. Because so many of you are telling me as we're sitting here, but I can't remember. I can just see all these amazing places all over the world, and I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. But I thought if you all put it in the comments, then I can sit quietly. It won't disappear. I can just sit and enjoy knitting friends from all over the world. So please comment on this episode, letting me know where you are knitting from. And yeah, I will be so happy to pick a winner. I will announce all the giveaway winners on the very last episode tomorrow morning at 8. Well, in 12 hours. In 12 hours, I will announce all the giveaway winners at once. So I think I will get back to some knitting. Just see, it's getting dark outside. I moved out into the reception area. Now all classes are done for today, so I have the place to myself. Wow! You're still here, but it's the middle of the night in Denmark. Good on you. Wow, I'm impressed. Peter has arrived over here because I was feeling a little squeamish about sitting all alone all night in a deserted strip mall. So he kindly came over here to, spend the night with me as I am knitting, and he's probably going to take a nap. I'm also going to take a nap at some point, I guess. But there is so much good stuff. Wow. There's lots of people from Denmark. Yeah, we're tough, aren't we? And when we knit, we knit. I'm proud of you. At 2 o'clock over here, Tina from Hverdagsro is going to go live. She's going to podcast in Danish. But then at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., Christina is going to do some yarn dyeing with us in English. And then I will be back at 4 a.m. to talk about my cat #2 design. Hopefully I will have done a bit more on it so that I can really show my ideas for this design. There's also one of you who wrote me with a question that I didn't see in time for the Ask Me Anything. I am going to address that question when I talk about this design, because it's a question about adding short rows, how to add your own short rows if you're knitting a sweater that doesn't include them in the original design. So we're going to talk a little more about how to do that, how to go about it. It's obviously super simple. Everything knitting is super simple once you understand how to do it. So we're going to touch on that for the next episode. If there's anything else you want me to talk about in the last couple of episodes here, please let me know. I am happy to talk about most things. So I'm going to get some knitting done. I hope you are going to get some knitting done as well. And I will see you again in a couple of hours. Bye for now.